Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking Through the Medias, your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. Remember to like, subscribe, send us those questions and those comments because we want to hear them. I'm your co-host today, Amy Newman, and joining me, I've got the fantastic, the breathtaking Chris Fagan. Chris, how you doing?
It's like you are struggling to come up with something. I feel like after we really get to know each other later on, it's gonna become. I got this guy here with me again, Christopher Fagan. How you doing? And I'm gonna be like, what did I? I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time till I piss you off. But I'm gonna enjoy those.
Are you complaining right now?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna enjoy. I probably already did it. I always find a way to ruin a great thing. So that was the last 3 weeks have been great introductions, and now I've probably just bitched and moaned my way to getting cursed out next week.
You're not gonna appreciate them. That is what you're getting next week. Thanks, Chris.
And she's gonna be like, "Well, I'm with this a-hole here who doesn't appreciate a compliment, Chris Fagan." Hey guys, and that's me.
Well, I'm here with Rick Fagan. I'm sorry, I can't.
Right. You know what? That's the way to really. I've done that before to an ex. I think like a new boyfriend. Like, what's his name? Billy? It's Bob. Whatever. That's the best way to try to belittle somebody, and then you win the breakup. That's how you do it. But guys, okay, so this is episode 133 of Talking Through the Medias, and before we get started on everything, first I want to do like the updates of what's been going on with the channel, what's been going on with the blog, and what's new on the podcast version of the show. So on the blog, you're going to see a lot of reviews of like movies and TV shows from a new writer contributor named Craig. Craig is a Facebook friend of mine. I've never met him yet. He used to be a YouTuber. He had to stop his channel a while ago because he just couldn't keep up with it. Work got in the way, but he is a heavy writer on Facebook. So I said, Craig, hey, if you're not going to do your YouTube channel anymore and whatnot, but you're contributing to Facebook with these awesome reviews. He does these great reviews of new movies and old movies. So I said, would you want to become a contributor to the blog? And he said yes. So you probably have noticed that those of you who are subscribed to the blog that there is a new writer. And he's done a review on like the Lovebirds, some old TV shows, just fan like those Chris picks or those favorite movies from your past. That's what his niche is. He really like goes back in time and goes, you remember this movie, this cult classic and whatnot. He talks about a lot of cult classic things. So, but he's a great writer. He's got a lot to say. His opinion. I mean, you can trust his opinion. He knows what he's talking about. His Facebook fan group is called Craig's Movie Capsule or Time Capsule, something like that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I'll put it in this description of this video so you can go and find the links to that. But if you're not a subscriber or a follower of Craig's capsules or Time Capsule, then you should be. And you can also find some of his contributions to the blog itself. Another thing is that our podcast version of these weekly full episode shows, as well as some just I don't know what to call them, like those just short videos that we tend to do, like for example the Bechdel test that Amy Newman did. The podcast version of those, if you don't have time to watch them on YouTube, you can catch them on podcast. You know that you can subscribe to it on SoundCloud, but it is also available now on iTunes. So go check it out. On iTunes, it's Talking Through the Medias, or you can type in T3 Medias, just like anything else on social medias, and you should be able to find it. You can catch the weekly shows and the just other entertainment news or topics that we discuss, like the Bechdel test, or just hearing me and Eric Cypher just ramble on about the Snyder Cut. So,
if you love my opinion but hate my face, we got you covered, fam.
I'm the opposite. I watch the videos and I just hit the mute button. I just watch us. I don't listen to us at all.
Okay, we got something for everybody.
But
we'll start releasing special videos with just no sound, just like white noise edited over it.
Yeah, just us just yapping on, and you would just hear the ocean in the background, the seashell episodes.
Nice. I feel like that's gonna be a new niche. That's the new ASMR.
That would be.
I'm calling it.
Wouldn't that be awesome, though? I would subscribe to that. I think everybody would subscribe to that. So you might remember Amanda Pearson is or former or current. She's a contributor to the blog as well. She's an actress, model, and producer, and she is. Well, it's not a no. This is a competition, right? For her to be on the cover of the was it the Maxim magazine? And you can
The Max.
the Maxim, is it like it's like the
it's like the Batman.
it's like, yeah, it's like when you're doing the marijuana or the pot, yeah. But on the Maxim magazine, as all the kids are calling it, you can vote. I'll put the link on the description below, and you can vote for her to be the cover girl for Maxim magazine. I think when I first saw it, she was in 4th place, and checked recently. I think she's now in 3rd. Last time I checked, yeah, she's in 3rd place. So good luck to Amanda. You know her from the show and from the Adventures in La La Land channel. Go check her, check that out, and support her if you can, if you are a fan of this show and of her work. What about you? Did you already? Or if you're a fan of Maxim, hey, if you like the Maxim magazine, and we know you do, the majority of the subscribers to this channel are like 18 to 25-year-old guys. So yeah, I know we know you like it. What about you, Amy? Did you have a chance did you cast your vote yet?
I did, but boy, you'd be putting me on blast if I hadn't.
Like, I mean, you just do what I do. I'd lie and say yes, and then after the show, hurry up and do it. And like,
I voted for her.
Like, of course I voted for her, and I'm not a liar. but no, I think she's in 3rd place now. So yeah, good luck to Amy. I hope, and she, and Amy should be actually here in studio soon. So she's coming back to town in a couple of days. So we're gonna be working together again. So. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of awkward next week. So, yeah.
Especially if you just called her my name, Chris.
Oh, Amanda, if I do that, that would be funny if I go. So, Amy, what's the next topic? Well, it's Amanda, and screw you, Chris, and yeah, but
Chris, I know you're doing your best, so
it only happens like every time. I can show you some of the videos that I've done, some collabs, and I've called out the wrong name. I mean, I do it all the time. You can ask my fiance. You can ask anybody. It happens. So, without further ado, now I think we're ready for. Why is that? Why is that trending? I'm gonna do that Seinfeld impression. Okay, so. First thing that's trending is, unfortunately, the Huffington Post reported that on Monday evening, yet another video of a white woman calling the cops on a black person out of spite went viral. Amy Cooper, I believe is her name. Amy Cooper, a dog owner who had unleashed her Cocker Spaniel, Henry, in a section of Central Park called The Ramble, where legally dogs must be on a leash at all times. Christian Cooper, no relation, I'm assuming, a black man, had reportedly asked the woman to put her dog on a leash. She didn't appreciate his request, and what transpired was captured in a video by Christian Cooper, in which the woman, unhappy with being recorded, called the police and said she and her dog were being threatened. In the video, it appeared that she choked, I misspelled that, I won't tell you what I wrote, her struggling dog, and when the leash was finally applied to the collar, the video ended with Henry saying, "Thank you." Amy, can't we all just walk a dog without, going viral nowadays? What do you think about what's going on with this? And did you see that word I misspelled?
I did. I was being nice and I didn't say anything. No, I mean, obviously a ton to unpack here. A ton has been in the news, unfortunately. Some very awful things happening to Black men and women in this country by police. And obviously, as a white woman, I feel like I'm not the person to come away from this with a hot take. But honestly, at the end of the day, watching this video, for me, as a white woman, it was really jarring to see how much she weaponized I'm calling the police, I'm scared, there's an African American here and I'm a sweet white lady, and it was jarring for me, and then I had to realize how not jarring that probably was for a lot of people who have experienced this firsthand. So I think just something for me where I look at that and go, okay, that's an experience I don't know. I will never be on that side of that. And, how can I be better? How can we all be better? Obviously things, if you've been following the story at all, did not turn out well for Miss Amy Cooper. From what I've heard, she had the dog taken away. I know her job is at least somewhat in review, and it looks like she might be on track to be getting fired or got fired. So
did they announce
internet
where
mob
she worked?
justice get shit done a lot faster than
mob justice. That's exactly. Did they announce? Did they like display like where she worked and things like that? I'm sure they did. I'm sure
the internet did what the internet does in these situations, and pretty quickly tracked down where she worked and made sure that the police forwarded to her superiors.
The thing that I took from that video,
but
I saw the video for the first time today, and the thing that it was just like what you said. It was amazing how it felt like I was watching an old James Bond movie where the villain always explains their plot before, when they think they've won, like as if the guy was like tied up to a chair and, well, Mr. Bond, I'm going to call the police and pretend like you're assaulting me. And this is exactly what you do.
It felt straight out of like Get Out when she's like on the phone, like sounding like she's crying.
God, yes.
It was straight up. It was eerie.
The way she just went from one to the other. It was her whole tone. It reminded me of, oh man, I'm reaching back real far on this. It reminded me of now stick with me here, a teacher sex scandal I remembered from Florida that happened, where the teacher was being recorded by her young lover on like voicemails and things like that. And she would say stuff like, "You promised me," and "Pinky promise." And when her husband heard those recordings and how her voice sounded like a teenager, like a 14-year-old girl, instead of his 28-year-old something wife. And he was like, it doesn't even sound like my wife, the way she talks to that boy. That's exactly what it reminded me of, because it's the video. She's like, "Stop recording me," and she's verbally standing her ground. "Stop this, and I feel threatening. I'm going to call the police, and I'm calling right now. I'm hitting the 9. I'm hitting the 1. I'm hitting the 1. And hello, police. Yeah." And she's just totally changed.
Yeah, like I said, it was weaponizing it in a way that. It almost felt like something out of a movie, how big the switch was and how direct it was. But yeah, like I said, internet did what the internet does in these cases. So
they mobbed up. It's cancer culture. Everybody they activated. Oh no, not this time. That's exactly. I felt like that's exactly what the internet was saying. No. We got this, and it was the thing that caught my attention more than. And I think you were telling me a story about how some people, it was alarming how some people were more pointing out the pet abuse more than the racism.
And both are bad, but some people were like so much more worked up about the dog getting choked than her attempting to weaponize the police against this black man. Like, which neither are good. I'm not condoning choking your dog out, but.
Yeah, it's like
people sometimes emotionally respond to animals faster than they do to other human beings.
It's the Michael Vick complex. I call it the Michael Vick syndrome. I think it's exactly what it is. I mean, it's fun. It was the one thing that kind of stood out to me. It was like it felt like I think we're becoming a little numb to it now, that it's happening so much. Now it's like like more and more people that are turning their phones on and hitting that record button so fast. Now it's like, okay, good, he did that, so now he should be okay, or more okay than he would have been if he didn't do that. Now that we've gotten that out the way, that poor dog, oh my God. Hey, I felt sorry for the dog too. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking, like, in the side of my head,
dog away.
I was like, oh my gosh, he's choking that dog. And it's not like I was thinking about the dog more than what was going on, but I was just, it felt like my left brain was going, yeah, the internet's going to handle her for what she's saying.
Yeah.
But my right brain was like, oh my God, the dog. I was kind of split, but that was mostly because even though one is technically more shocking to me than the other, but it was because I felt like maybe I was taking it for granted. Maybe I was taking it for granted that I just assumed and I knew that the internet would go at her the way it did. But I was wondering if they were going to mention the dog. But then after that, I was shocked on how much people were talking about the dog more than that. So it was a lot of waves that I went through. So I'm assuming her apology is going to come in about a week.
Oh, it already did.
Oh, it did.
She already.
Okay. Oh, that's. Let me assume. Let me try to figure out what probably happened, and you tell me if I'm right about this. Was it a lot of, that's not really me, that's not what I really believe? Probably my best friend is, or maybe like one of the girls. I remember the lady that blocked the guy from going into the apartment. My ex boyfriend is black. When then her ex boyfriend was like, "Don't bring me into this," kind of a thing. But that's one thing that always baffles me is how some people will go, "I'm not, prejudiced because I have like 3 black friends." It's like, you're not supposed to know the number. Like, to me, that's worse. Like, the number. I couldn't tell you how many white friends I have. I mean, I couldn't. So, like, I think it would be weird how weird would it be for you, Amy, if I said I have 8 white friends? Wouldn't it sound weird? like
Well, I was going to ask, so because I know you, I don't get a pass for anything and everything I want to do.
No, yeah. Oh no, you definitely do. That's like let it be known right now.
I'm gonna go check it
out. You can skip anybody in line at the start. Let me tell you about where the links of being my friend goes. You can skip anybody in line. Yeah, you can skip anybody in line at any Starbucks you want. You can double park, and you can shoplift once every 2 months at a Walmart. That's about it. You can play the Chris card after for that. Anything above that, I don't know you.
Appreciate it. Fair.
Well, guys, let us know what you guys think about what's going on with the Coopers here, because we're hanging with Mr. Cooper on this situation, and we know why it's trending. What is going on with isn't it crazy how both of their names were Cooper? That's what.
Yeah. Every article I read, I was like, that can't be right.
Could you
related somehow, like distantly, like they show up to family, like to Thanksgiving dinner this year, like, oh,
talk about 6 degrees of separation. If we find out that these 2 people are related by a distant relative, I think that would be the most beautiful thing that could happen with this story. Like, they become friends.
I'm optioning rights for that first script already. That is.
I'm telling you, if they have the same Meemaw, I'm gonna love it. But guys, put it in the box below. Let us know what you guys think about what's going on with the Coopers over there, and was it in Central Park and the Ramble or whatever part of New York, where the rules are clear that you're supposed to have your dog on a leash. And how was it Amy Cooper? What was the lady's name again? Was it Amy Cooper? How she was not representing the Amy's very well this week.
The white lady named Amy. I'd just like to say sorry, y'all. We'll try to do better next time.
Let it be known, you are not responsible for all the Amy's. No, I will not. I'm not going to put that on you. Okay, so
appreciate that.
But I'm going to have to make sure that you're being extra nice to your pets. So make sure, guys. Make sure that you're all being nice to your pets, and make sure that you're not weaponizing 911. And if you do want to do those things, or if you want to talk about those things, put it in the box below and let's hear your comments. Keep it nice. Keep it nice. All right. Don't be mean. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. What else is trending out there on the internets?
According to what'strending.com, the verdict is in, and everywhere you look in this prison cell, Aunt Becky will be going to jail. You like that one? I'm not proud, but actress Lori Loughlin and her husband, Mossimo Giannulli, we're going to go with, and I apologize. Tell me in the comments if that was wrong. have finally surrendered after a long year of pleading not guilty. They have decided they're trained in their tune. They're pleading guilty for their involvement in that 2019 college admissions scandal. So, Chris, it's like the house is going to be a little less full. I need sunglasses for these.
I totally wrote that joke. Looks like that full house has got one less occupant.
I guess when she was trying to bribe her daughter's way into jail, she should have cut it out.
Oh no, I've heard that one said a million times. No, that's actually a good one. She should have. I cannot believe that it took this long for her to admit her guilt, because I give her credit for that fight, because according to every bit of the evidence that I saw that was coming in on news reports and what they were showing in I guess the courts that were being made public and what was being said, they had them dead to rights. I mean, the people that they were bribing and whatnot, they confessed, and the school, everybody confessed. So, I mean, it's the judicial system that we have. You have the right to plead not guilty, and you never know. You could be rich enough to, Johnny Cochran your way out of it. But it looks like I like the way it was worded. It looks, after a year of pleading not guilty, they finally surrendered, as if they had her in the bunker surrounded by their money, and going, okay, we'll pay the fine. But they say jail time.
I think it's like 2 months.
It's
like 2 months in jail, but we'll see. They're already going, well, with COVID, should she have to serve the time? She's getting out of there in like 2 weeks. I'm calling it now, but glad it's finally.
How minimum security is that system going to be? That's the question. What do you think? I think it's going to
be. We're all in lockdown. Anyways, like, is the rich people prison that much worse than what I'm going through?
You think she's gonna get off with time served? Since we've already been on home lockdown anyway, we're gonna let you go with time served. If that happens.
Lori Loughlin, like, in prison, like, hey guys, I got a sourdough starter going. I'm pretty excited about it.
Like, where's Piper? Oh my God. I could just imagine. I just wonder. It's funny how I haven't watched Fuller House. I think I saw most of the first season, but I didn't continue. I believe they started recording the show mostly, without her. No, it was a situation where the aunts and the uncles from the original cast, they're not even living in the house anyway. So I guess they're just not visiting, right?
I mean, a lot of people back for sure, but they weren't like the mainstay characters.
Exactly. Uncle Jesse shows up and he goes, "Hey, Uncle Jesse, what's new with you?" And he just looks left and looks right, like nothing. Just not even talk about it.
Talk about it.
Just look at the camera, like we all know what's going on. We're just not going to talk about it, guys. But I mean, hey, I think it's refreshing that nowadays that people are finally, they're not being able to buy their way out of it. They're probably going to be able to buy their way out of a sentence that they would have gotten if they weren't famous, but at least some form of justice probably will be done.
Yeah, I think this was just too huge a scandal and too big a news story. And, there was no out. There was no, they pretty much had the smoking gun on all of it. It's not like there was any but technically it's like, nah, she's guilty. She did it. People would have been so up in arms if they let her off the hook.
Based on what you did. Exactly. And I was saying, because based on what she did, or what they did for their daughter, who didn't even really seem that enthused about going to college in the first place, it took away from someone who was trying to earn their way in based on the merits and their contribution to their education system and everything, the hard work that they were doing. So they really were taking a seat away from people who were really putting in the effort and the work and who really wanted to be there and couldn't afford to just pay for it. and whatnot. So it was disgusting for a lot of, as a parent. I mean, I would be upset too.
Yeah.
But I honestly thought that it was just going to be like a fine or something like that. But and for all we know, maybe you're right. Maybe the judge will be like, well, based on the fact that you've probably suffered enough with this pandemic, so one day in jail and don't do it again, kind of a thing. But well, I guess we'll see. Let us know what you guys think. How do you feel about Aunt Becky finally getting the book thrown at her and she's surrendering and everything like that? Do you think it was going to work out this way, or do you think that something's going to happen where it's going to be like, well, gets off on good behavior, time served, serves like half the sentence, less than half of the sentence? Comment below, put in the box below. Let us know your thoughts, and we will talk about it right here on this space. Now, what else is trending on the interwebs?
All right. Well, in music news and Level Medium, it is the 20th anniversary of Eminem's second studio album, the Marshall Mathers LP. Those who tried to paint Marshall Mathers as a culture vulture failed to understand that Eminem was a unicorn. Elliot Wilson said, "We never thought a white MC could be that skillful and a superstar." Now, the world doesn't even look at Mac Miller in the context of, oh, he's a white rapper. So, Chris, how do you think Eminem has changed the industry?
I feel like Eminem has changed the industry for the better. I remember when I first listened to the it was the Slim Shady LP and then the Marshall Mathers LP. How it was at the same time when the boy bands were back, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, everything was going on.
Yeah.
And then and then on the charts on Total Request Live, right there, killing it on the charts was Eminem. And it was at first I thought like everybody else was thinking, like, oh my God, I hope they don't treat this guy like he's going to be like Vanilla Ice, because he's obviously got way more talent than that. And this whole thing with what's going on with his mother, it's unique. It's something about this guy. And then when that album came out 20 years ago, that I Am Whatever You Say I Am, the song Stan, with that hook, what was that, Dido who sung that hook? T's Gone Cold, I'm Wondering Why. All those songs from that album, and it changed the genre, and to this day he's still out there working, and a lot of people can thank him for the way the world looks at a white rapper nowadays. Nowadays you don't even think about it anymore. There's way more white rappers out there making a killing and dominating the charts than there ever probably would have been if it wasn't for what Eminem went through. And it's a great thing, because now it's like you don't even think about it. Now people can be themselves. They can there's more inclusion. People, because I'm gonna tell you right now, hip hop is one of the last things that's going to, as far as their stubbornness, and if I talk about fans, as far as like, I will never want this type of a rapper or that type of a rapper representing, quote unquote hip hop. Hip hop is going to be one of the last genres where those fans will accept, a bunch of just different. I won't name the ones I'm thinking about, but just different types of artists and whatnot. But if it wasn't for what Eminem did, I don't think hip hop or rap genre, the fans would have been as inclusive as a lot of people are nowadays. Now there's all types of walks of life right now in that genre. And there's some people that are bashing on people for their differences and whatnot. But there's way more support, I feel, nowadays than there is. And he is one of the guys who helped contribute to it, which I feel is ironic, because he did a lot of bashing in his time. So it's kind of funny how that all worked out. What about you? Are you ever, or were you ever an Eminem fan? Are you currently listening to any of his new stuff or old stuff?
I mean, I was 20 years ago, I was a little young. I don't think I was allowed to listen to Eminem when I was a weein', but no, I have a lot of respect for him. Definitely interesting growing up, and like I wasn't a huge hip hop fan at that age, but like watching the face of that change, and yeah, now having Mac Miller and Macklemore and, guys come in and yeah, you're thinking it's definitely changed the face of that. And at the end of the day, I don't know a ton about rap. I'm not going to pretend I'm like an expert, but definitely one of those genres where it's like, I don't know enough to maybe always be like, oh, this and that's happening. But it's like, I hear shit and it's like, this is good. This is really good. So yeah, respect for him. And
20 years ago, I was 20 years old when that song came out. I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard it. I was in my car. Me and my friend Marcus Martel. We bought the CD. We left the store. We put the CD in my car and we played it and we drove home. And there was I think it was the first song where he said something like, "You probably think you probably think that I'm in the tape deck now. Shit, I'm in the back seat of your trunk with duct tape stretched out." And then me and him literally went, as we played along, it was funny to us. So it was like, okay, weird. But yeah, that's where I was when I first heard that. I think it was the opening song. That was one of the lines in there. So yeah, you can tell I am a fan. I love Eminem. I love his whole career. And a little movie trivia here. Eminem was who was originally cast or planned to be cast for the movie Elysium that starred Matt Damon. You remember the movie Elysium, the sci-fi movie where he had like the robotic arm or something like that? It was like sitting out of space or something like that. It was the same guy who made District 9. I don't know if you remember that movie. Yeah. His follow-up was Elysium, but the studio fought him on that. Like, no, we don't want Eminem for this role. And they put Matt Damon in it as well. But it was supposed to be Eminem. So a little movie trivia. Is that what?
Can Matt Damon rap though? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It doesn't.
Well, exactly right. But that was the thing. I think if I'm not mistaken, that director, he's a huge hip hop fan, so he always had some kind of hip hop influence. I think there was another movie that he did called Chappie with that robot that realized it was alive or something like that. Or became. I think the people that he befriended in that movie, they were like British rappers in real life. They're currently rapping to this day or something. So he loves his rap. the guy who I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name. I'm sure there's people are gonna watch this clip and go and tell me and remind me of the name of the guy who made those movies. But I remember the actors more than I remember the director. I'm sorry, but. Besides that, guys, let us know what you guys think about Eminem and his 20th anniversary for the Marshall Mathers LP. Are you an old guy, fuddy-duddy like me? Where were you when you first listened to that album, Stan, and all those hits like that? I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, why would I say I am? Put in the box below. Let us know what you guys think, and let's go to what is the next? I think it's not the last one. What's the last thing that's trending?
We got Deadline reporting on Out, a new short film from Pixar Animation Studios, which is streaming currently on Disney Plus. Features Pixar's first gay main character. So in the short film, the main character Greg is preparing to move into the city with his boyfriend Manuel, and Greg is gripped by the difficulty of coming out as gay to his parents. So I don't know if you've seen this yet, Chris. I actually just watched it when we were discussing the topics for today, and I made sure to check it out. And it is so cute. I did cry. Highly recommend if you got 10 minutes to spare. I mean, Pixar always goes so above and beyond in their shorts, but it was really great to see because I feel like Disney has a little bit of a habit of going, oh, we're going to start including more representation. I know we talked with Onward. They had the character that does briefly mention the female cop mentioned, oh, my girlfriend.
Right.
But I feel like you see a lot of that winking at inclusivity and winking at representation. And it was so cool to see them really dive in and do something that is about him coming out that's still done in a way that is totally accessible to kids. It's like, kids can handle, Woody and Buzz in a trash incinerator about to be burned alive. Kids can hear a man say, "This is my boyfriend," and be worried about that to his parents. It's also got some real, I don't want to spoil the twist for people who haven't seen it. There's a really cute twist in it too. So it's still really fun, really funny, not like heavy him, grappling with that for 10 minutes. It's done in a really sweet, sort of family friendly, kid friendly way. So I was a big fan of it, and big fan of sort of what it represents in companies like Disney and Pixar taking more steps towards telling these stories.
I'll tell you
so
what.
I don't know, have you seen it yet?
I'm going. That's what I was going to. I was trying to get it done before the show because I wanted to see it before, and I watched. By the time you guys see this, I will have already watched it, and maybe I'll do a review of it while I'm watching, or maybe I'll do a reaction. But because that's what I was thinking of doing. I want to know if I want see if I want to do a reaction of it, or maybe I'll do a quick review for it. So that's what I was going to save time for today, but. The reason why this caught my eye because I saw it on Disney Plus. I saw it displayed, and I made sure to take a note of that, and then because I want to save it to watch it tonight. And the first thing I did when I came across this topic, this thing that was trending, this news, was I immediately went to like the comment sections and stuff. I don't know why. Because when I read it and when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's good." That's they already did that with Onward, and they talked about Gaston with the Beauty and the Beast and everything like that. So they're normalizing it or just pointing out the fact that it's not a big deal. If you're, I forgot who said it. What was his name? Was it Fahrenheit 9/11 guy? I think I forgot his Michael something. That director. I think he said it best when he said to a crowd of people who don't agree with his personal politics. And the guy was the lady that he was arguing with. I don't like gay marriage. I'm against gay marriage. And he was like, okay, if you're against gay marriage, okay, well then just don't get gay married then. It's as simple as that. And so it was just that comment that just it's just an obvious thing. Like if it's not for you, that's the point. It's not for you. It's for the people that it's for. So, and just because your neighbor might be gay and getting married, or a relative or anything like that, that's what's going on in their lives. I mean, they gotta watch you and stuff and whatnot, get married and stuff. So why can't they have the same experiences? It's not an insult to anything. And maybe I would have been a part of the mob or that mentality when I was a kid, when everything was funny to me and I just and I had that mentality. But I without even realizing it, as I got older, I realized how much it just is not a big deal, and it shouldn't be. But I was curious, and I didn't find much. And I stopped myself from searching, but my first instinct was, what are the comments? I was so curious. Like I was hoping didn't see it, and I didn't. But I'm gonna admit I didn't do that much diving. The only comment that I remember seeing was somebody trying to correct Pixar and say, wait a minute, the first person that was represented was on Onward and stuff. And I was like, no. And then somebody corrected them and was like, no, it says starring in its own. So that was the only, that was the funny thing that I saw online, was just people just trying to correct the who did it first kind of a thing. I didn't see any bashing or anything like that. I'm sure it's out there, but I didn't dive into it. I'm going to watch it first, and I'm going to ignore all of that stuff. I think it's great, and I think we talked about it too when we did the Onward review. How I think they're doing it the right way. There's like, and we just did it there.
Yeah,
then it's done. So
it's a cute short. Honestly, it's well done. It's clever. It's fun, and it's going to mean so much to some kid out there who finds it on Disney Plus and feels that much more seen and that much less alone. And I just think that's cool.
It reminds me of a couple of years ago when they did that marketing campaign called "It Gets Better," when they talked about people in the LGBTQ community who were getting bullied, and how people who are like famous gay people would do those public service announcements of it gets better. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
don't do the worst to yourself. Don't, find support groups and things like that, and talk to someone,
Yeah.
because you have support, you have friends out there. It gets better. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, I remember in the early 2000s when even in your state, in California, where when they first were trying to vote for legalizing gay marriage, and it was voted down. And they were talking
Yep.
about, I think Schwarzenegger was the governor at the time. I think they were talking about, it's a sign of times. You see, America's not ready for this. And then from that moment to when it started becoming legal, nationwide, it was
Mm-hmm.
like, at first I credit it to the anti-bullying campaign. Once the anti-bullying campaign started catching fire, then you notice everything started to, like a light started getting shed on everything. Because if you think about it, bullying is where it really stems from. Once, if you can cut it at the root, that's the root of all evil, is that it was bullying. It linked to like racism, prejudiceness against LGBT community. Bullying affected so much that once they cut it off at that root, then legalizing marriage started becoming popular. It went national, went almost all national, wide, and it just now it's like, oh really, they got a gay couple on Pixar short, okay, and that's all it is.
Well, yeah, I think there's also something to be said. I'm a very firm believer in, like, unfortunately, people don't tend to change individually as much as, like, generationally. Just the what we're comfortable with shifts. So I think a lot of it, and I can't speak for every millennial. I know this is not across the board, the rule, but I think millennials generally are far more accepting. I remember being in high school when, a lot of the gay marriage stuff was happening. And almost every, I mean, I live in LA, so generally my circles are pretty liberal, but pretty much everyone I knew in high school was at least comfortable with the idea of, like,
Right.
gay people exist, gay marriage is on its way, and on the whole, that was what I saw with my generation.
Right.
So now we see the millennials, growing up and being the voting, a large chunk of the voting population, and having kids. So all of a sudden, people my age are having kids and going, yeah, I have no issue sitting my kid. I love that there's a short my kid can watch to just start introducing the concept of, oh, that's a man and he has a boyfriend.
Exactly.
Like, if I had a kid, I to be able to watch that with my kid and have that conversation of, yeah, some boys like boys, some girls like girls, yada yada. But I think a lot of that is a sign of the times of, like, the next generation becoming the adults who are buying things and watching things and showing things to their kids. So I think it's just very much a sign of the generational shift happening.
True. And I like talking with people who try to talk on they try to be on both sides of the fence. They try to say, well, it's like, some of the people that I talk to will be like, it's like they don't want to go into this conversation and try to solve this problem until all the other past problems are solved too. It's like, well, you know what? People aren't still 100% comfortable with, like, interracial dating. So let's get that solved first before we move on to, like, no, it's all stemmed from the same, haters are just haters. Okay. So
we can be not shitty about so many things at once. Try it sometime.
But I'm telling you, it's like, think about it like this. Remember, people who are my age and older, you're like 40 and older. You remember what it was like when we could smoke in dance clubs and smoke in restaurants. We remember what it was like. Like, it was great. And we had fun. Now you go into a dance club, it's like try lighting up a cigarette now in any restaurant or anything like that. Oh, that lady with the bell from Game of Thrones, shame. Instant. And you know what? That because they started with the restaurants and the nightclubs and things like that. They made smoking in public like that, or in public places. They started banning it, and it started catching on. Now the air is a little cleaner. Now now the next generation comes up. It's like, you try to light that cigarette, it's like everything stops, like that scene on Thriller, or when the heads all shift at the same time, that whoosh sound. Like, what the hell are you doing? Now it's like, oh my God, sir, what the hell? that's how progress happens. I mean, you rip that Band-Aid off, and the next thing you know, you don't even remember it. You don't even miss it. And I think that's what's happening. I mean, we're gonna progress forward. We're not gonna look back,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids are gonna be like, "What? You used to stop people from getting married just because they were same sex? What? It's weird. This is gonna be a weird thing to hear one day." Well, guys, let us know what you thought about that. Have you checked it out yet? I'm be honest. Amy saw it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm about to watch it. Today was my day to sit down and check it out. And I'm gonna go check that out and give my review on that. I think I believe it's called Out, right, by Pixar and Disney, and it's on Disney Plus right now. So go guys, go check that out. Let us know what you guys think. Put in the box below, and we'll share your comments. And that wasn't the last one. I think there is one more thing that was trending before we go to We Got Your Mail, right?
I believe so. Real quick, we got mensdivorce.com, which that's a website, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a thing. Subscriber.
Mensdivorce.com says research has shown that video gamers run the risk of divorce. The spouses of video gamers are often unaware of the possibility of addiction. Including a spouse in a video game helps lower that risk. Recently on TikTok, is it Jake Savicki? Is that how you say it? But he posted a video of with handles I never know where the spaces go. He posted a video of him playing a video game and his spouse turning it off mid-game. So I don't think this is maybe a huge surprise. Rough that it got this bad. More questions about mensdivorce.com than anything on my end. But I think it's like anything. You get too wrapped up in anything that you use as an excuse to shut out somebody in your life. I don't think it has to be video games. If someone was constantly watching a movie and going, "Don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me," right. and refusing to share that with me, then yeah, that would be rough too. But I think video games, for whatever reason, can create this really, because I guess it is because it's like, it's storytelling and it's sort of a thing people base a lot of their personality around, and it's a social life in there. Like there's that whole element, like when my boyfriend's playing video games, it's like, oh, you're talking to people on there and you're connecting. And honestly, right now it's been great for him because he gets to play with friends and see them. And credit to him. He's really great about communicating with me, like, I'm going to play for this time. Is that okay? Making sure to spend time with me afterwards. And if he didn't, that would be a wedge in our relationship for sure. If I felt really shut out or like he was picking that over me, which I know a lot of people do. So
there's been so many divorces on this, and I did. There is a mensdivorce.com, and it's a new movement that's happening for us divorcees. We want to play our video games, woman, and leave us. No, it's funny. I thought that, and I'm sure Joy did too, because there have been some times where I'm on the damn thing all day, but yeah. I've gotten to that part of my relationship where if it's been a problem once or even twice or thrice, I don't know, I'll become more sensitive to it, and I will put it in check because I don't want it to become a problem. Where when I was younger, I'd be just like a majority of guys. Like, just if you see this video on TikTok, I mean, it was the standard response. Even though I wouldn't have done this, I can't blame him because I know how it feels. Now, I don't know the story. I'll put the link below for you guys to check it out. I don't know if you saw if you looked up or on TikTok this video, Amy, but he's playing his video game. She's recording, and she just shows herself. All you can see is her hand, and she just turns it off. She puts her hand on the off button, and he's like, "Don't do it." And then and his reaction is just, he exhales, throws the headset down, throws the controller down, just stands up, turns around, then turns back and says, "Why? Why did you do that?" And she goes, "'Cause you're on it all day." And then he says, and I'm sorry, guys, this is where, if you're smart like me, all of us guys abandoned him at this point of the video. He looks at her and goes, this is all I have. This is all I have. And he said it's so earnest.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I know video games can be addicting, and I know that's a real thing, but I feel like so much of that stuff is like, this is a symptom of a bigger issue in your relationship. If you can't discuss and set boundaries and communicate with your partner that you're feeling unappreciated or not, getting the attention or love or affection you want, it's not video games' fault, y'all.
My ex would say, because we read an article, but I remember reading an article about this. There was an actual divorcing couple. A woman warned about the rise of video games. It was like in the mid 2000s when Warcraft was becoming really popular. They got divorced because of that game. He started spending all that when she bought the game for him. Then he would play a couple of hours. Then a couple of hours would turn into all day. All day would then turn into weeks. Weeks would be, the weekends would then bleed into the week where he would be calling in sick from work, and bills weren't getting paid, rent wasn't. It was that bad, and she had to step in, and she tried to get rid of it, and he turned it all around on her. He was getting to a point where he'd rather live in this virtual world than be with. This was his wife. And they got divorced. And I remember at the end of that article, she said, and when she got back in the dating game, if you're a gamer, no, it ain't happening. We're not dating. I'm not going on one date with you. You can't buy me a cup of coffee at all. She wants to cut.
I guess I will. Yeah. I guess I will amend my statement because there are levels of it. You need to work on communicating, and then there's being with a person with an addiction is rough. And that doesn't necessarily have to be drugs or alcohol or that stuff's real.
Anything that takes the place that pretty much virtually or physically replaces your spouse, it's a threat. It's a threat to your relationship. And I gotta say, I'm kind of actually proud of myself, because I actually thought that when the quarantine stuff started happening, I thought on day one I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be playing my video game a lot. But I'm actually surprised. The thing that me and Joy have been doing more than anything else has been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. That's what we've been doing mostly through. I've been telling my friends, no, I can't get on the Xbox. I'm watching some. Gotta see what Meredith's up to. So it's weird, but that's exactly. So I've actually been saving my my relationship. I haven't been gaming that much, but no, it's I'm definitely going to, after we're done with this show. She's at work. I'm definitely getting on the Xbox tonight. So I get it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And when she's at work, I'll do it. But when she's here, I'll still do it. But I won't replace her with. I like boobs more than I like Xbox. So.
I pause every now and again, be like, "You good?" That's all we ask.
Yeah, he's like, you exactly like why? Like she says
every 30 minutes or 40 minutes or so, he'll just be like, "Just want to make sure you're okay." Like I'll be behind him, reading, "I'm good." It's okay, back I go.
I think if I remember correctly,
I don't know how to jump in without ruining something. If I need something.
Make a game out of it. I think on this same TikTok channel, or if that's what it's called, this profile, I think she got him back. If I remember correctly, there was a video that she posted where she set the camera up while he was playing his video game. I think he was on the couch playing, and then she stands before him and kneels in front of him, and she starts putting her hair up in a ponytail, and he goes from holding the controller oh my God. And he's he puts the controller down, and then when she wraps up her ponytail, she reaches under the sofa and pulls out the remote control, and then she goes, what do you think was going to happen? It totally gets her. So maybe it was maybe it wasn't a real video. Maybe it was a video just pointing out, how guys are. But I think they have a prank relationship where they go back and forth. So who knows if it was real or not, but it is a problem with some couples.
Yeah.
So, let us know what you guys think about that. Comment below. Is your relationship surviving with this quarantine thing is your husband or wife, because 50% of gamers now are girls. 50% of comic book readers are girls. Believe it or not, girl gamers are kicking ass, and they're kicking your ass, sir. So is your relationship surviving? How many? That's what I want to hear from. How many guys are out there that are like, get off the game? And want to, well, me, I am serious. I'm not even joking. I want to know if
I'm sure.
I want to see how addicted your wife or girlfriend is to that game that you bought her, and now she won't let you play anymore. That's who I want to hear from. 3, 2, 1, and we're back. All right, so now it's time for We Got Your Mail. So how can you send a question or a comment in on We Got Your Mail? Well, it's quite simple. Go to @T3Medias on any of the social medias, on all the internets out there, Facebook, on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, on the TikToks, and you can send us a question, a comment, or a concern. You can even send us some constructive criticism, like, Chris, that shirt does not match your personality, and you would be right, and we will read it right here. Oh, We Got Your Mail. So I think we got one question that came in. So, and do you have it queued up, or do you want me to go?
Yes, from the Movie Addiction Facebook group, we have a question from Anthony Roosevelt. It's a multiple choice, which I really appreciate because makes my life easier. I don't have to think so hard. Whose career had the biggest decline? Your options are A, Johnny Depp, B, Nicolas Cage, C, John Travolta, or D, Cuba Gooding Jr.
I'm gonna let you go first on that one. Who do you, out of all 4 of those actors, based on their rise?
There is a really obvious answer here because there is one person on that list I don't think I've heard like 10 years.
You would think. Now when I went through that Facebook group and I saw the comments, I was surprised on the name that kept coming up. I'm curious if you're going to say that name. Which name is the obvious answer?
Okay. I was going to say Cuba Gooding Jr., but he did have American Crime Story as OJ.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Story, and he was on American Horror Story as well on one of those recent seasons.
I was gonna say Cuba, but he did have a little rebound recently. Maybe John Travolta.
You think John Travolta? The people
from yes, because you know what? I'm gonna say also because you got to look at where they started to where they are now.
Yeah.
And John Travolta from being sex god movie star. I would say fall from grace, point A to point, whatever we want to call this. Because Cuba's good actor, still doing good work, definitely fell off the map for a good decade, but is having a little bit of a resurgence. Yeah, I'm gonna go John Travolta.
Yours is C. John Travolta. The name that kept coming up over and over again that I saw on the comment section was Cuba Gooding Jr. People were saying Cuba Gooding Jr. And I disagreed with both of those. My answer was Nicolas Cage. But why did you come from Cuba Gooding Jr. to John Travolta? What are you?
Well, I said, if it was whatever that would be 3 or 4 years ago, I would absolutely say Cuba Gooding Jr.
Right.
But I do think the OJ miniseries was a real resurgence in his career, and like I said, to me that feels pretty lateral of okay, this makes sense. There was a real dip in there. But yeah, like I said, point A to point B, because Nicolas Cage has always been kind of an oddball. And I feel like he still occasionally pulls it out with some really interesting stuff and then does something batshit weird and awful. But that's what I expect from Nicolas Cage. I would say from Grease and Saturday Night Fever to where we are now, John Travolta. And he's a Scientologist.
Not even close. It's not. Why is it, if you know whose name would have been on this list, in my opinion, if it wasn't for Tropic Thunder, it would be Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, I believe his career was heading down after the whole. He's crushing with the Mission Impossible. But before the Mission Impossible became the new Fast and Furious franchise, it was his career was on the way down because of the whole Oprah Winfrey interview. I love Katie Holmes, and people were like, "This guy's weird, man. This guy's he's falling from grace." but he bounced back luckily because he showed his comedic side. But from these options, Johnny Depp was the only reason why I feel like Johnny Depp was even on here was because what he's recently going through with his wife. But
Yeah.
from I looked at just how you looked at it. I looked at their how they began to where they are today. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, the one who had the greatest height to the greatest fall just by being on this list to me is Nicolas Cage because he's an Oscar, just like
Interesting.
the other guys. He's an Oscar winner. The way he started his career it was tremendous where he started from to the heights that he went to the franchise he does, and I feel like the people aren't putting him as their choice is because he's still consistently working. It's like he's oversaturating the market with how much many movies that he's doing, but people are forgetting why he has to do so much work. He is bankrupt. He got bankrupt. He's still rich and he has money, but he owes more than he's bringing in. He owes the government and whatnot. Johnny Depp is fine for the rest of his life after with the Pirates of the Caribbean. He could
stop working, even with the Amber Heard allegations. And I feel like new stuff is coming. He's really coming out the other side of that, but he never stopped. I mean, he was still doing the Fantastic Beasts franchise, right. like he never stopped working. Even much as it may have been a hit on his career.
It was a hit, but even with the hit with his career, even with the hit with what's going on in his personal life, and he's starting to come out the other side of that. Even if we were in the middle of that, let's say he was 100% going down in the tubes for that. The height of his career, what he accomplished was so much. It would take way more than that. I mean, not to sound insensitive, but to like, I don't know, make him that choice. I mean, he would have to be like going to jail or something like that for me to be able to think of him. John Travolta, same thing. The way he started from Grease to Saturday Night Fever to Pulp Fiction, and his career being brought back to life, and him being an action star in a lot of action movies, a dramatic actor. But even though he's going through his issues with, I think whether he was, I don't know if he officially came out or anything like that, but
I don't think so.
But based on, but I mean that's the rumors that he's either bisexual or that he's gay or he's in the closet. But we're in a generation now. We were just talking about this on Why Is That Trending, that no one's gonna care if he does come out, if he is or is not gay, straight, or bi. But Cuba Gooding Jr., I'm surprised that people were thinking it was they were picking him because, I mean, look where he started. He had an unspeaking role in Coming to America as guy sitting in chair, not getting a haircut by Eddie Murphy, to going to the heights of like Show Me the Money with Tom Cruise, and the heights that he hit to, just not working as much as he used to.
Yeah. It's like I said, 5 years ago, I would definitely say Cuba Gooding Jr., but he's definitely, I don't know though. I don't know if he's gonna ride that. Like I feel like it wasn't like he was great in this and now he's booking all this other shit. So I'm like a hard Travolta Cuba split. So
yeah, I'm dead set on Nicolas Cage only because of the fact that I'm not keeping him off of my answer list because of the fact that he's consistently working. Mm-hmm. I'm judging it because of the fact that he is consistently working, because he has to be consistently working. He's picking anything and everything that he can to get a quick paycheck because of what he did to his finances in the past. And I feel like he's trapped in that financial hell that it's going to take a while to dig himself out of. No matter what we think of what John, and Cuba has done, they're not in that much of a. Johnny and John Travolta. Honestly, they could stop. They could retire right now and stop, and I think they'd be fine. I think even Cuba could be fine. Nicholas, I don't think so. He has to work, and that's the reason why I picked Nicolas Cage. But
that's right answer, no wrong answer.
Exactly. I mean, there's people who love and there's people who hate all four of these guys. But I don't have anything against all of them. I'm glad to see. It looks like Johnny Depp is coming out of it. I wouldn't be upset if his ex-wife stays on as on Aquaman. I think they both have blame on that whole scandal. I think Nicolas Cage is gonna be fine because Disney Plus has said that they might be doing a third National Treasures movie. So maybe Disney will be the thing that brings him Nicolas Cage back again. John and Kuba, they'll be fine. They're fine. They'll be fine. Okay. Guys, all right. So that's the show, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw here, just become a subscriber, become a supporter to the channel. Hit the subscribe button right here. Remember, you can always find us on Talking Through the Medias on t3medias.com. There's a blog. There's the mentioned earlier in the show, the iTunes channel, as well as on SoundCloud. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. And you can subscribe to and follow us on there. And remember to send us any of your thoughts and your comments. We will read them right here on We Got Your Mail. And I want to thank Amy for sticking around today. I know that I've kept you on here longer than I normally do. We ran a little long in this. I'm sorry I've been a little long-winded today, as I'm doing right now. But Amy, if you mind, just tell us where we can find you online so we can keep bugging you and keep sending you messages all day and
Please do.
Crazy emojis.
I'm still in quarantine. Give me something to talk to other than my sourdough starter. I'm on Instagram at amy.n.newman, at Twitter at amy_n_Newman. Search Amy Newman, Amy N. Newman. You'll find me. Thank you so much for having me, Chris. It was a pleasure and an honor, and you are still, I forget what I called you earlier, a dream come true. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I think you said a dream come true, and then when you wake up and you realize, oh, and I gotta work with this guy too. Now it's a nightmare. This is the nightmare. Then
enough time with him in my real life. Don't put him in my dreams.
Don't put him in my dreams. It's just too much. That's what my mom tells people. Chris is a good boy in small doses, but
from your mom.
And you can always find me, guys. I'm Chris Fagan 1980 on Twitter, on Instagram, or you can message me directly at T3 Medias as well. But I appreciate you for helping me out on this episode 133. Had fun, guys. And remember, guys, Talking Through the Medias was filmed in front of a live studio audience on a pet cemetery. Think about it. Till next time, guys.
Get to that position.
When I did that, was that too much? Did I violate? Stuff like that.
I don't think that's ever happened to me. I don't think any guy that I've been with has ever recapped. They'd be like, wow, that was amazing. But